So welcome to the second annual Legacy of Health and Wellness. Thank you for joining us and demonstrating your want to know more about how to take care of yourselves and others. This is an age of discovery when it comes to understanding what we need to balance our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. A year and a half ago, a very special Lions Club was formed called the Peninsula Special Interest Lions Club. It's made up predominantly of professionals associated with UCSF Medical Center. Lions Clubs International is the largest service organization on the face of the earth, with over 1.4 million members in about 35,000 clubs around the world. There's a lot of interesting things happening out there through Lions. This club is one of the innovators of these special things going on.
We think we have a similar goal to Lions Club, which is to provide the fishing need, affordable fishing need to everybody in the world that need it.
This is amazing. This is the philanthropic heart. You know, this is why all of you are here, because you have this philanthropic heart or you wouldn't be here. But here it is in action. We all do what we can. And this was amazing because now all of the people who couldn't get glasses before, from the smallest to the oldest, has an opportunity to get glasses. They just need to come to us, and Zinni has given us the certificates, and we will make it so. Let me tell you a little bit about Deepak Chopra. You know, he is the author of numerous books on alternative medicine. And alternative medicine wasn't always so popular. I mean, he started out as a doctor in India, and he came here and went to work in a hospital and quickly saw that there was another route. This is how it works. I mean, when you're tuned in to what alternative medicine can do, you quickly move on. I had the same experience, 3 years of medical school and then into naturopathic medicine. So I understand exactly what Deepak Chopra did. And from there, he went on, not only looking at the alternative medicine, but looking at how people, what people need in the world and how they react to different things, and to begin to see that without the mind, without the body, without the spirit, there is no recovery from years of bad eating, bad thinking. There's just no recovering from it. So you have to do all 3 things at the same time. So I could stand here and talk about him and his books all day, which I love to do, but I want you to meet him and greet him.
I'm thrilled to be here to speak with all of you about the future of well-being. Your body, which is made of visible atoms, is the activity of the whole universe. And were it not there, our bodies would fall apart. Now, you can call this invisible intelligence, energy, information, anything you want. I like to call it cosmic consciousness. You can call it God. You can call it the infinite intelligence. It doesn't matter. But it's the source of everything in the universe, including your body. It takes the whole organizing power of the entire universe to hold your body here together. This is a map that I have created for total well-being. Our well-being depends on our career well-being, our social well-being, our physical well-being, our community well-being, our financial well-being. These are inseparable. You can't isolate one from the other. It's going to happen where a time will come very soon where you can take some skin cells or saliva cells or blood cells and train them to become pluripotential stem cells and then coax them into replacing body parts. How we use our technology, mindfully or not, will determine the future of our well-being. We've created a culture where people spend money to buy things that they don't need to impress people that they don't like with money that they haven't yet earned. And fulfillment comes from making other people happy. In fact, the fastest way for you to be happy instantly is to make someone else happy. If you do that by giving them a little attention, a little appreciation, a little affection, you will immediately change the chemistry of your body and your neuroimmune endocrine system. Nelson Mandela said very wisely, having a resentment is like drinking poison and hoping it will kill your enemy. It doesn't work. The only way to get over total anxiety and fear is to touch that part of yourself that does not die. So in the wisdom traditions of the East anyway, they say the causes of existential suffering are not knowing your true self, the addiction to that which is impermanent, the fear of that which is impermanent, identifying with your ego, which is a socially induced hallucination, and the fear of death. And these 5 causes are contained in your first cause, not knowing your true self, which is beyond your body and mind, which is beyond space and time, which is the eternal spirit that is at the heart of the universe. And if you get in touch with your true self, that will be the only thing that will provide you the ticket to freedom.
Thank you very much.
So much of what Deepak spoke about dealt with what we're doing about ourselves, how the mind, soul, and body are interacting. But I'm here to offer the second concept. And that's that we are not dependent and not independent, but interdependent. That's why community and that's why Lions become so central to the themes discussed here. The Greeks have it right when they say holistheia, mind, soul, heart, body. Treat the whole patient, yes? Not just how we treat ourselves in mind, soul, and body, but how do we interact? What's our goal? And that's community. The physical well-being, the engagement with the idea that I'm a blind person who treasures the senses now, wasn't the holistic approach that was offered to me as a child. No one has done more for blind children on this earth than Lions International. You are the single most important support, caring bridge to allow blind people to achieve a sense of independence. I think the key to true living, whether it's in the information you'll gain from Dr. Oz or whether it's in the framing of mind, soul, heart, body that Deepak so eloquently speaks of, is when we say to ourselves, wait a minute, aren't we supposed to look at life inside out? I've learned looking at it inside out provides me with an opportunity that very few people really understand. And it is that I can learn to turn disadvantages into advantages. And this sums up the role that we each have to play in each other's lives and why blindness does not need to be limited by disability, because a whole bunch of people called Lions are out there to make a difference. We, us, you and me, we have the capacity to turn every single disadvantage in life into advantages. The pride you feel in self-worth comes from the honest fulfillment of engagement with others and a true sense of purpose molded by the catalyst of passion.
Connection is a big part of what I think is important and often missing in our lives. And when we try to connect with each other, which I think we all seek, it's difficult because it's complex. In fact, if you look at the size of our brains, it didn't have to grow this large to catch animals. You know, we could do that with the reptilian brain. The reptiles do. We didn't have to have a huge brain to cook things. or even to figure out simple stuff like math. We need the big brains to read each other. And what we have to be able to do is recultivate culturally an expectation with our healers, our doctors, nurses, chiropractics, whatever healers we may have in our lives, that we have a different kind of covenant with them. A bridge that's very separate, because the word doctor comes from Latin doctore, teacher. If we can't function like teachers, we're not going to be able to function well. And a good teacher learns from their students. The entire obesity epidemic is about 100 calories a day. That's it, 100 calories a day. Think about it. That's half a donut, an extra slice of bread. The problem is that 100 calories every day for the year is about 11 pounds of weight gain. If you want to lose weight, reverse it. Just take off 100 calories what you normally would eat. Soft drinks sabotage the system because they prevent this natural ability of your fat to tell your brain that it's there. The other problem, of course, is that your body doesn't want calories. Your brain is smart. It wants nutrients. But if you give it calories with no nutrients, guess what it does? It kicks you back in there and says, get more food in you. You didn't get the nutrients that I want. As soon as you begin to change the way food enters your liver and changes the way your pancreas works, your problems begin to go away. If you automate your life, if you've got Gigi crackers lying around for breakfast, you're going to use them. You'll use it as your snack with some peanut butter. It becomes part of what you do instead of the role. And you have this at restaurants even because it's easy to cart in there. These kinds of tips will allow you to effortlessly lose lots of weight. You won't even know how you're doing it. People will be so mad at you because you won't be able to describe how you lost so much weight from these types of simple tasks. Now, my favorite of all are nuts. I always keep nuts in my pocket. I personally like to soak my nuts because when you soak the nuts, yes, I could soak it that way also. But the nuts you eat, that's probably not the best way to describe it either. The nuts that come off trees, right? Remember, those nuts fall to the ground normally. They get moist and they germinate. They become active. The beauty of nuts is severalfold. You don't get all the calories from them. You probably only get about 85% of the calories. So that means you get a bonus. You get to eat the food, but you don't get all the caloric intake. The best way to lose weight is to sleep. Because your brain craves four things. Your brain craves sex, sleep, food, and water. You guys figure out sex on your own. But if you don't sleep, you're going to crave food. The next time you exercise, what I want you to do is 1 out of every 10 minutes, 10% of the time, I want you to go full speed. So if you're running, run faster. If you're lifting, lift harder. If you're walking, walk with more speed. You don't have to knock yourself out. Just do as much as you can for 1 minute out of 10. Then slow back down again. That's called interval training. And most of the data we have now shows that interval training is more effective for building muscle mass, building cardiovascular reserve, and allowing you to do that. When we put it all together and connect with people in a way that's meaningful, it changes that dynamic dramatically, because you can all do it. All right. Thank you very much.
I feel inspired. I feel very grounded, on the right track, and excited.
I think the concept of getting away from our traditional Western medical model and reaching out to the more alternative options that we have available to us today, both with technology, nutrition, supplements, the whole spectrum of alternatives that we have. I just think that was a message that was coming through from everyone.
We need to take charge of our own health. We need to take our health back into our hands. We need to be educated so when we do go to our doctors, we know what questions to ask and which things to insist upon. If they just automatically want to write a prescription, we need to ask what's the alternative to the prescription.
I think the ongoing message was about being not only in touch with yourself, but as you relate to the entire universe, that we are a piece of something much larger. And that fully expressing that, understanding that about yourself, connecting with others, totally key.